feeling fine. I want to wine. I say, honey, you better listen to me. Once you could keep up the pace, you're in the right place. When the DJ play Peter Humphrey, she raise her hand and she tell me, Specky, no place sweeter than home. I say she gone crazy when they bring in flying turkey. No place sweeter than home. Just give me permission. I want me permission. Because no place sweeter than home. Paisani and them watching. Girl, you never know what they're thinking. No place sweeter than home. But she whining home. Leave me alone, my only home. Oh, you found me. Found me. Inspector, what people make me wet me pants. Back on a lonely land. Boy, I had to dance. Then I went to cruise on the rum runner. I went for dinner at the Nutmeg restaurant and bar. I said, PYT, just take it easy. When you jump up in Queen's Park, you're bound to come back. Jenny and the Espinal, the jamming does be real hard. Check me out on the road show. We drinking Carriacou. When the DJ play on my squeezy, she rests her right leg on me, singing no place sweeter than home. They mix it up with Skylar. She bend down low and she back. She say no place sweeter than home. Just give me tangler, then bring in bubbler. No place sweeter than home. Send it and them watching. Girl, you never know what they thinking. No place sweeter than home. But she shouting home in a sexy tone, my only home. Wine mama, oh you see where? Jam sweet music. I'm feeling it. Carriacou, the place so beautiful and nice. It's a paradise. I can't believe me own eyes. Anywhere I roam, I will never forget my home. It's people like you just make me happy for you. I say good looking. Let me tell you something. No problem paying your fare to come every year. Jenny must fight for me. Honey for your eyes only. Because you love me and care. That's all I want to hear. When the DJ play the rock match king, Cloud had she screaming and jumping, singing no place sweeter than home. Music play from Tommy C, Eggy Japs and Super Terry. No place sweeter than home. Just give me a jamo, Moss and Tia also. Whoa, no place sweeter than home. Randy and them watching, girl you never know what they thinking. No place sweeter than home. But she whining home, leave me alone, my only home. Cracker, I wonder if she want to visit Batwood Beach. When she hear Comanche Road, she want to take off her clothes. Angel ups and dimension, how she whining on people, man. Back and all of the arena, press cuts one hand to bring water. Bad behavior at Sugar Mill, music stop but she whining still. I take she to Island View, she flinging waist like she never christened. We went to see Buddy
I'm proud, I'm strong. I am a Grenadian, yes man. Grenada, Grenada, the land where I was born. I know you were suffering. Men have raped you and abused you and left you there crying. I devote my heart, my body and my soul. I stretch forth my helping hand to help you out. I haven't got diamond, silver, or even gold, but blessings I give to east, west, north and south. Oh, Grenada, Grenada, here I come. Sweet, sweet Grenada. I will never, ever, ever let you down. Oh no, I'll always be your support. Right here by your side. With my arms around you to wipe your weeping eyes. Oh yeah. It's quite a long time now since you have fallen back to the last rung of the ladder, and your neighbors stand up there and uttering no talk, but to help they just don't bother. Some of your friends have turned their backs on you. They don't want to see a friend with your name on it. Don't bother with them. One day you go rise up too. 'Cause in times to come is the bread they might have to eat. Listen, let me go. Oh, Grenada, Grenada, here I come. Sweet, sweet Grenada. I will never, ever, ever let you down. Oh no, I'll always be your support. Right here by your side. With my arms around you to wipe your weeping eyes. Let me go. Listen, it's time that we take a stand to defend your position from all those.
And good night to you, Grenada, Carriacou, and let me fix that a little bit there. Nice, right? Let me bring that there. Nice. Good night to you, Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique, rest of the Eastern Caribbean. Hope each and every one of you are having a wonderful night tonight.
At times you were going through, they still wouldn't help you out.
My name is Sheldon Scott. I'll be here with you up until the 10 o'clock hour.
To them,
Yes, indeed, it is Talking Points.
what name is better than great?
I wouldn't believe I'm going to say hard talk.
Oh, Grenada, Grenada.
Maybe I have to start back doing hard talk. But yeah, that probably a sign. Start back doing hard talk in the morning and then talking points in the night. Yeah.
Oh no,
Have to revive the hard talk program, eh?
your support right here by your side.
Saying a special good night to all of you joining us via the YouTube, via the Facebook.
To wipe your weeping eye.
We do have both the Facebook and the YouTube on tonight, so we say a special good night to listeners via both mediums. And yes, we're still just to the WhatsApp calls. We're not taking calls yet, but we're still just to the WhatsApp calls. So let me say a special good night to all of you out there. As I said, those of you who are listening via the YouTube, those listening via the Facebook. As I'm still getting the hand of the temporary system before we set in the permanent system at the new location, I was unable to set it up so that I would be able to take the person coming in to the program. And hopefully by tomorrow we could set that up, so someday during this week at least we'll be able to do that. Yes, we do have the option of being able to do the Friday program as well, which as usual depends on you. Yeah?
Grenada. Oh, I love you, Grenada. I'll always be right by your side, Grenada.
Yeah, we doesn't wait until now so to play these tunes. Yeah, we just play them all the time. So it ain't sounding strange to hear that music on Talking Points, isn't it? And if we could play one, yeah, play one more. Yeah, we will give a little one more and then we will start into the program for tonight, and so the full thing. Nice, yeah. Fergie, good night.
La, 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 la.
Come on, folks, hit the like button. Yeah, and share the live. As I said, we have some clips to play tonight. We have a lot to talk about.
Now remember the Obeah man brought independence to this nation, and we must compliment him for his worthwhile contribution. But when you drain the economy and squander all Grenadians' money and cost the country so dearly, what would independence mean to we? We still continue to beg, take grants and favors instead. Forget that we got a will to aspire and to build. From 1974, my people still don't know what independence means, and up till now we're still searching. Well, explain the meaning.
Good night, Tito.
Real puzzling. Somebody tell me what independence means to we. We can't build this country if we always borrow money. Somebody tell me what independence.
Let's see tonight for the first time in a long time. I put it back on, Yeah, I put it back on for the first time in a long time.
Somebody tell me what independence means to we. Well, we must come together and build Grenada, so we go see what independence means.
It's indeed the late Bubbler. Just giving you all time to get in and make sure that all the other listeners get into tonight's program. As I said, we will be doing the talking tonight. I'm not sure if the calls will be able to come through. We tried to fix that during the day today, so we hope that it will work, but we are not guaranteed that it will work properly. Yeah? What we have done is we set it up. We hope that it works.
And low productivity.
But we will be playing some clips tonight.
Now we got to motivate and educate.
Let's hope that works.
Appeal to our patriots. We're taking a forward march, and with a freedom song and a sense of patriotism, we go make them understand how to build this nation. But explain the meaning, something puzzling. Somebody tell me what independence means to we. We can't build this country if we always borrow money.
Some folks asking if I still have t-shirts. Yes, I still have. I do not have more in the green, but I should have some in the blue, some in the red, some in the black. Just hit me a message and I'll organize, yeah?
Tell me what independence.
I have to double check and see what sizes I have still as well in each of those colors.
And build Grenada, so we go.
And if necessary, we just print some green ones, yeah? Nimrod Oliver, good night to you, sir. Nurse Wendy Ann Maguire, nurse practitioner Wendy Ann Maguire, good night to you.
Grow just what you eat.
Izzy, good night to you, Izzy.
That one was a champion. Join the revolt.
Alston and Cassie Pope, good night to both of you.
So why not practice
That you all are having a wonderful night tonight.
just what we preach?
Martin, good night to you and your lovely wife.
Standing on its feet. So come turn slogan into positive action. And
Mr. Hudson Macfield, good night to you, sir.
independent land. What you can grow in your backyard, you importing from Trinidad. Somebody tell me what independent
Mammy George, good night.
and the cost of living higher than monks and Catherine.
You know, I must, and somebody's going to help me with that one, must make a check and see what is the latest with,
The symmetry.
with Miss Jacob. Yeah, we must check on Miss Jacob and see what's the latest with Miss Jacob.
What independence means to we.
I would have met her in town a couple of times, but I haven't heard of Miss Jacob or about Miss Jacob or from Miss Jacob for months now, and that's not like me. I have to, well, you know, now that I'm around, I have to make sure and link, you know. Watch everybody good night, right? Everybody good night. That's why I'm just saying it like that. Everybody good night. And I want to start with something here because I want you all to tell me what this individual is really saying here. I want to play something and then you all go say something. But I want you all to tell me what this individual really and truly is saying here. And come nothing, yes, work with me now. It does act like that. Stop doing them thing when I want to play. Right, nice. Yeah, I want to play the program. When you're doing me all kind of out of the way thing, do the thing that I tell you do. And don't do the thing I don't tell you do. Right, nice, right. Sometimes I just start to talk to the computers and thing too. Right, yeah. So folks, I really want you all to tell me what this individual is saying here. Because I'm trying to understand. Maybe I don't understand. Maybe, I don't know, maybe I lack the ability to understand.
So it's one thing to criticize the government based on what we produce, but you have nothing to say about where your data is coming from to produce the idea of that cost of living in Grenada is
Okay, let me
high and the government is doing that.
let me see if I can get that oh, that's the problem here. Right. Let me see if I can get that louder for you. Yeah, I want you all to tell me what this individual really saying here. And this is complements the Bob Reporter. Yeah, this was on the Bob Report sometime in December. I can't remember the exact day. Yeah, during December. So let's hear.
So it's one thing to criticize the government based on what we produce, but you have nothing to say about where your data is coming from to produce the idea of that cost of living in Grenada is extremely high and the government is doing nothing about it and so on. Mm-hmm. So I say to those people, give us the evidence to show that cost of living is very high in Grenada, and what do you propose that we do as a government to bring it down?
The man basically saying that cost of living is not high in Grenada. Those of you that went in the supermarket today, yes, those of you that went down and you went into Real Value or Rams, Foodland or Food Fair, Carriacou or Andals, those of you that went into those various supermarkets, the smaller ones, the larger ones, the tuck shops, all the different places. The minister said that basically saying here that he doesn't believe that the cost of living is high in Grenada, you know. Yeah, but let me hear him again.
So it's one thing to criticize the government based on what we produce, but you have nothing to say about where your data is coming from to produce the idea of that cost of living in Grenada is extremely high and the government is doing nothing about it and so on. Mm-hmm. So I say to those people, give us the evidence to show that cost of living is very high in Grenada, and what do you propose that we do as a government to bring it down? If you cannot do that, I will say, well, look, there is no merit in your statements.
Remember, so it's the information from the same individual who's speaking there. Hold on, I'll come to the phone lines in a while. Hopefully that it works tonight. The same individual speaking there is the same individual who the information I read to you last night from the Consumer Price Index that showed substantial increases between September 2024 and September 2025, that showed the increases and all the other consumer price index. You know, as long as it comes out, we bring it to you. We let you know what is in it, because I mean, I doubt if it have 1,000 people that read the government gazette on the island of Grenada. I doubt. Many people used to get it as a document and so on, just put it aside. Very few people actually read it, and even less understand the consumer price index properly. But when you go over the CPI, it gives you a good indication of where prices are heading. And if it keeps showing, every consumer price index that comes out continues to show you that the price of goods and services are on the up and up in Grenada and continue to rise. That the only one that you had before a fluctuation was electricity due to the price of fuel going up and down and so on. But now, because of the reimposition of the taxation regime by this administration on the area of electricity, it has increased the price substantially over the past few months. This is the government that increased the price of water, pipe-borne water, and even bottled water to you. This is the same government that increased the price of things like sugar and other items. And they can't blame that on the world market. They increased the prices. They reimposed the taxes in relation to fuel, to electricity. They are the ones that did that. They are the ones that removed the buffer in relation to the price of fuel so that you no longer have the cap. They removed it. But this is the same individual that come in and tell you, let me see here, all you want to see him bigger, come, see him bigger. See him here, let me think. Oh, that is that mouse here, you move us, you stay aside. Right, this mouse here, let me go there. Nice. Dr. Keller and Bob asked him about the cost of living and thing in Grenada.
So he's wanting to criticize the government based on what we produce, but you have nothing to say about where your data is coming from to produce the idea of that cost of living in Grenada is extremely high and the government is doing nothing about it.
Well, let me tell you, it coming from the consumer price index on one point, that just verifies what we actually experience when we go to the supermarkets. It shows what we experience. When you hear that the price of fruits and vegetables have increased, by what was it, 10% or more, that the price of fresh fruits and vegetables increased. We live that. When we know what we paid for something and we go to the market to buy it and we realize that the price has increased significantly. And let me go to the phone line here. Hopefully I'll be able to hear the caller. Hello, good night. Hello, good night.
Good night, Mr. Sheldon Scott. Good night. And good night to the Grenadian people home and abroad. I want to say good night to Mr. Watts and his wife. Also to Patty and Matthew. I hope you feel better with that cold. And also to my little friend, my little cousin, Mr. Scott. A little schoolboy, Sheldon, he listened, Mr. Scott.
Yeah, I know you're talking about.
That is my cousin, you know, Frankie's son.
Yes, I know you're talking about. He listening tonight.
He listens every night. Mm-hmm. Good night to you, cuz. Yeah. And, you know, he's very interested in taking part in anything NNP have, you know, like to discuss with young people, you know, about NNP, what is going on in Grenada and the outside world, you know. Anyhow, good night to you, son. Yeah. Mr. Scott, I want to thank the lady that top up my phone so I could make a phone call. Because I'm going to St. George's every day in 10. When I leave here in the morning, I leave around 7, 8 o'clock. And it's not easy out there. You can make like $100 when the day comes. So I want to thank you, ma'am. You know who you is? For topping up my phone so I could make a phone call. I want to say good night again to Dr. Mitchell. Enough respect for you, sir. Miss Yolande Bain Osford. Miss Emily Pierre. And to Miss Clarice Modest. All the members of the NNP, men as well as women. All the people all over, all NNPites in Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. the lady from Carriacou. Good night. They coming, everybody from Carriacou. Miss Carvey, I listening you, I miss you, I don't hear you. And Mr. Scott, a young lady brought that $20 today for the man, you know,
Okay.
and put in the bottle, yes. I want to thank them and everything, yes. I want to say something. We live in Boucherjou here. He have one man, the police. I have no apology for this police officer. I complain with the people that's stressing me. We are living in my place. My home, my little surrounding is private. It's not a place you can just walk in. You have people in the neighborhood, they're picking all my coconut, my God. They're letting go the animal too. All my little thing I pay people to plant. They let go, the goat eating all my thing. And it's not right. You have a neighbor that living in Boucherjou. One man disturbing the neighborhood with noise. And I know he have a law that you have to lower your music. But the police walking with that man. That man playing music from 5, sometimes 5 o'clock in the evening. Till 3 o'clock in the morning you can't sleep, Mr. Scott. If I lie, Papa God. Let me sit on my bed here. Papa God. That man will not low down him. That man disturbing the neighbors. Some of them afraid to speak out, afraid to speak out. And I spoke to the commissioner of police. I spoke to Mr. Cohen and all Mr. Prince, all the top-ranking police officers in khaki with all their medals and them. They passed by me to find out what's going on and the bus terminal. And I give them my concern that I cannot sleep. I was come home and I'm tired, I want to rest. And that man playing that music right till morning. He tell me they were going to speak to the man. Well, better I didn't complain to them. And I don't want none of you all, if all you listening, Mr. Commissioner of Police, Mr. Cohen, Mr. Prince, and all the others who you get striped yesterday. Do not come in front of my business place in the terminal and ask me no question. Don't ask me nothing about nobody. Don't ask me nothing about what's going on in this country. Because this man is only one man that disturbing everybody in Boucherjou with knives. My God. You come from work, you're tired, you take your shower, you take your supper, and you go to bed. You say you're playing, I just play music for the day and the terminal. I love music. Sometimes you love your music. You're not you alone that day living in the community. And it's wrong. That man disturbing everybody. So I don't want all you them police officers. I see all you tonight with all you khaki suit. And are you getting hugging one another where you get striped? Do not come in front of Camille Theresa Scott business place. No time at all. Because you know what happened? All you go with me. I will cost all you. Because all you, it was in Lansapine. It was in Lansapine, Mr. Scott. They couldn't make noise to disturb the neighbors. They could have never disturbed the people in Lansapine. One phone call they make, and then the police will go and do what they have to do. But they don't care what we up here. He has sick people, he has children that have to go to school. And I know the noise disturbing them. Because I there in the flat, and the man there up there, that man playing music all night till morning. My God. If I had somewhere to go and get a night rest, I'd go every night and sleep by somebody out from where I live. But I'm not running, I'm not leaving me home. I am not leaving me home. Because I know what will happen to them. All the day coming. It wasn't Kit Michelle. He will not road for it to go up there. It's not right. It is not right to disturbing somebody and the police come in and talk. Well, if I see they're killing anybody, I have nothing to tell all you. Do not come in front of me shop in the terminal. I'm tired call, and when I call, the man not answering the phone, had to ask me if I'm a man living with me and where I work in, all my private business he want to know. For him to call the police in Central to come and speak to this man that disturbing people all night. One man disturbing a whole neighborhood. He's a wicked man. I don't know what we had with him. They picking the coconut, sheldon, and just I beg you please for one bell. Anybody that buying coconut water to sell, all you come and have 3 big grab. Come and buy it. I'm giving all you for $1, $2 for one. They pick, I had 2 trees or 3. One just died. And I have one in the yard. You could stand up and pick it. They picking all my coconut what I could reach. And the one that tall, I have a 3 big grab, about 4 or 5 grab. 3 big grab that's ready. So anybody want coconut, come on the terminal and talk to me and I could sell it for y'all because you will pick all. And it's not right. I don't pay for my place. When I have money, I go in the treasury and I pay. I don't live in here free. Do not come in my place. Please, I'm begging y'all. Because I never go in a neighbor yard since I live in Bucheju, Mr. Scott. And I'm very stressed out. I'm stressed with that.
I understand.
I'm paying to walk my garden. You're letting go your sheep, your goat, to eat what I have. I had some pop try on the ground. Well, I did take up some. I have some sweet potato. They come, they do what they want. When I'm there in the terminal, they pass, they pick me breadfruit, they pick me zabuka, they take a hand of it. Come and ask, I will give. I don't greedy. I just bring nothing and share. Mr. Scott, I don't bring things in the tongue and ask anybody in Grenada that know me. For the whole holiday, I give away. I give away all the blood and seed and planting I had. Coconut water, I give it away. I said, I bless my customers. All who just buy it from me. I give them. Eh? They're stressing me in me look home. Anybody call them to give them information about people that are marijuana and cocaine, they come in a twinkle of an eye. And I don't do nobody not here. Not a thing I do these people and them. Because I don't go in and lie by the road and drink rum. Because I won't allow them to come and sit inside my house to see if I try, if I don't have. They're stressing me. The last time they break me, they come inside my house and take me dinner, lunch and meat my nephew give me from America. I leave it on the chair. I don't really like things, but that they didn't have nothing when I'm looking for it. And they break me window. Up to now I have it board up with board. It's not right. Mr. Scott, I don't understand. And I tried complain to the police. They don't do nothing. They don't come in. If you call them and tell them people are marijuana and cocaine, they're going to come. Anyhow, I have some local corn flour. If me customers listening, I have some local corn flour. Sheldon,
yes, ma'am.
I went to see the doctor today in the health clinic. I want to thank the doctors that attend to me. I didn't sleep at all last night.
Wow.
And the nurses, they're very, very, very nice to me in that. But they don't have anything.
Can't say I ever had a problem with them, eh? They're always
They're
nice to
very,
me.
very nice. Nurses and the doctors, Dr. Bernard, Dr. Andrews. When I ever go there, they take good care of me. Because I told me pressure. Because whole night I up. And I went there this morning. But you can get a tablet. The only thing I get in that pharmacy, in the thing, is a bottle of Dica. They don't have the BZI for pressure. They don't have. And the doctors and the nurses, they work in there, but they don't have the material to work with. It's stress. So I'm appealing to the Minister of Health. Please, you doesn't come in the health center, sir. The people need medication there. They don't have. I was there and I start to preach today. This morning when I go there. I start to preach and they attend to me quick for me to go. Nobody say nothing. The most thing you might get is some guys. And the doctors and them don't have, because you don't have no medication. I went and buy in the pharmacy next to Grenada. That pharmacy, there I get some of the medication they give me. So I don't understand when all you're saying, thing good in Grenada, Mr. Prime Minister, and all the ministers, all you don't go in the health center, all you don't go in the hospital up there, you know. All you jump on your plane, or you go in Dubai, or you go here, or you go there and get all your medical, and you come back in Grenada. Poor people can't go there. People dying. It is not right. We all Grenadians. Treat everybody equal. Wait. People suffering. I'm putting on my clothes every day and I tell you good stuff. My son sent for me for the holiday. What can fit me? I bring it out and hang it up. Nobody don't buy nothing. You don't have nothing going on. You put out in the morning, you put back in the evening. Thanks for all who us the medical support. I have local corn flour. Have a good night to every Grenadian that listening to Mr. Camille TV, Scott Boys. Mr. Prime Minister, why don't you pass and Melville Street? Pass and ask the people how is business? How business? Or raise people pay? If you raise the workers pay, they were able to buy something from we, the vendors. Raise people pay now. We have to pay with light bill, we have to pay with water bill. Raise people pay in Grenada. My God, have mercy. Oh, call the election. Call the election. Let people do what they have to do. I will never vote for you. Papa God hear me. And I don't afraid to speak. I don't owe nobody nothing. I don't pay me dues. I pay now. Pay what I have. I give you what I have. And I don't there on this little plot of land, lot 9, free. I just go and pay.
Camille?
I just don't give me place. Good night, Mr. Scott.
Good night, Camille. You have a good one. All right, you have a good one. All
yes,
right.
sir.
Blessings. All right. Well, folks, it seems as though the phone line is working properly now. So at least we'll be able to take your calls, yeah? But let me say this to Cami. I didn't want to interrupt her because she brought up several very important issues there, so I didn't want to interrupt her. But there is a law in relation to what she's speaking about. And, you know, I'd like to know the law, eh? So, the Noise Control Act, yeah, of 2006. So it's been around for a while, yeah? And it speaks to various aspects of noise in the state of Grenada. I'll come back to the phone lines in a while. Let me deal with this here. Yeah, so it has things like restrictions on when you could use a loudspeaker. Yeah, so it have things like that. It have other things here like where the commissioner is satisfied that noise amounting to a nuisance exists or is likely to occur or reoccur or continue in any area of the state of Grenada, the commissioner may serve a notice requiring the abatement or reduction of the nuisance or prohibiting or restricting its occurrence or recurrence or continuation, and requiring the executing of such work and taking as such other steps as may be necessary for the purpose of the notice or as may be specified in the notice. In other words, it is up to the commissioner to act in relation to the noise that you are having that in the view of yourself, Kiami, and others in the area is a nuisance. Because I could imagine you trying to sleep, and if what you're saying is the timing there is like 2, 3 in the morning, people blasting noise in your head, this action can be taken in relation, and there are charges that can be brought. The police could seize the equipment. Yeah. The notice, the police can serve a notice. The notice shall be served by post or personally on any other persons deemed by the commissioner to responsible for the noise, if the noise has not yet occurred, on any of the persons who would be responsible if it shall occur. So even before they make noise, you can actually get the commissioner to deal with that. So somebody say they go in and have a session next door to you. Even before, the police can put a stop to that. Any person served with a notice may appeal against the notice to a magistrate within 14 days of the service of the notice. Any person on whom a notice is served under this section who, without reasonable excuse, contravenes any requirement of the notice is guilty of an offense, and there are consequences to that, or those offenses and so on. Yes, so it is very, very specific here. Even on construction sites, if there's a construction site next to you, many of you may not know, but there has to be specific. For instance, they can't decide that they're going to carry on construction in the middle of the night, which is going to be noisy, like jackhammer and different things working in the middle of the night. That cannot take place, well, ought not to take place, because there are laws in place to protect against that. So people can't say they're doing construction, but they go in and do the ponging and they using the bandsaw and all kind of thing in the middle of the night. No. There are laws in relation to that. You have to get consent for that. And there are various aspects to that. Yeah, that speaks to the minister, speaks to the commissioner of police. And so, you see, control of noise on construction sites, all of that is contained in the law. Yeah, reduction of noise levels by noise abatement notice, so that they can give a notice, the minister in that case, and noise from plant or machinery. So it is very, very specific here, and it speaks to quite a few things that you may be interested in knowing. So there's the Noise Control Act. I know of it being used before to seize equipment from people who in a neighborhood and just decide they're going to make noise all over the night. Sometimes they just get up and like the thing take them, and 11, 12 in the night is when they want to put on the music and put it up full volume and disturb other people. The police are not supposed to be telling you, well, work it out with them. There is a law in place since 2006 to deal with that particular issue, and there are laws, there are specific guidelines under that law that they need to follow. Simple as that. Yeah, and it can't be one person just saying about the noise. In most cases, if it's a situation, it's harassing an entire area, then you need to do, yes, it could be one person, but if it's noise harassing an entire area, you have the opportunity to be able to deal with that under the Noise Control Act. Yeah, so just remember that. Just saying that for those people that may not have known, just making sure that we say that for them. All right, so that they know. And the healthcare thing, Cammy, we're going to talk about healthcare during the week. Believe me, we're going to talk about healthcare during the week. Hey, what are you doing there? You move, boy. You were doing on top there. No, you had to move. Right, nice, yeah. Yeah, I know what Deadpool doing there. Deadpool, behave yourself. Nice, right. So yes, folks. But just remember what I was asking you all just before that call. Remember what I was asking you all just before that call, because I have one or two other clips I want to play tonight. Yeah, so that's why I would think. Yeah, let me see again. Yeah.
Those people give us the evidence to show that cost of living is very high in Grenada. And what do you propose that we do as a government to bring it down?
Some all them must hold all the receipt and all they come out from Food Fair, Foodland, Carriacou, Andal, independence agencies, all those places, Real Value. When you all come out from them place and them, hold your receipt, and when you see the minister, give him a copy. Copy it and give him a copy. Yeah? Show him, because he don't believe the cost of living has increased. In Grenada, you want to see the evidence. So probably people need to start posting now and putting up online a copy of the receipt when they leave the supermarket. Yeah? Where you could buy 10 items and realize you're paying nearly $200 and $300 for those 10 small items. Yeah? Whereas 5 years ago, 10 years ago, even 2 years ago, you were not paying that amount in relation to it. But now, you're paying extra. Yeah?
I will say, well, look, there is no merit in your statements. So it's one thing to criticize the government based on what we produce, but you have nothing to say about where your data is coming from to produce the idea of that cost of living in Grenada is extremely high and the government is doing nothing about it and so on. So I say to those people, give us the evidence to show that cost of living is very high in Grenada. And
So all you make sure the man want to hear it, all you have to give him the evidence.
give us the evidence to show that cost of living is very high in Grenada. Give us the evidence to show that cost of living is very high in Grenada. Give us the evidence to show that cost of living is very high in Grenada. And
Right, so you want the evidence that cost of living is very high in Grenada. Yeah, so we had to find the evidence so the man we could find that boy. But that might be a difficult thing to find, you know, where we could possibly find the evidence that cost of living in Grenada is high. Oh, yeah, probably in this document. Yeah, the document that comes from the Statistics Department of the Ministry of Finance, in which he's the minister, that speaks here too. And let's get the exact wording. An increase in the price. Yeah, and then it goes on to list all the things that there was an increase in price in. So it's not me saying, it's his own ministry saying that there are increases. Yeah? And when you look at things like care for the elderly and you see it go up 33.33%. So you know what that includes? That includes the adult diapers. That includes things like the actual caregivers that have to come and see about these individuals and the cost to keep them in one of the homes if they have to stay in the homes. The medication that the elderly need to use, because you realize that there's also increases in medical services. You see it right here. Increase in medical services and increase in pharmaceuticals itself. Where's that area? It's personal care products. Yeah, the little cream and thing to rub granny foot. I used to like to rub my grandmother foot and thing with them cream and thing back in the days and thing. You understand? Yeah. But all of these areas, yeah, when it tells you the rise, this rise, not this decrease, you know. The consumer price index speaks to this rise, recording an increase. It doesn't say that the price of these things went down. It's saying that the price of these things went up. So when you see things like pharmaceutical products, that's your medication gone up by 2.29%. And medical services gone up by, I think it was about 4. Medical services have gone up by 0.10%. When you see the price of these things increase, yes, also the care of the elderly is going to increase as well. Or some of our most vulnerable people are the ones who are going to pay the price of the increases that we're seeing. And there are no measures being put in place by the government to restrict the increases in these areas to protect our vulnerable people in this country. Instead of that, what we have happening, the minister come in and say what? Let me go back here again. Yeah, you see here. Let me see where you go back here and say again. Yeah, where the minister again, boy? Yeah, that the minister, yeah.
so it's one thing to criticize the government based on what we produce, but you have nothing to say about where your data is coming from to produce the idea of that cost of living in Grenada is extremely high and the government is doing nothing about it and so on. So I say to those people, give us the evidence to show that cost of living is very high in Grenada, and what do you propose that we do as a government? Say to those people, give us the evidence to show that cost of living is very high in Grenada. Say to those people,
If Out of Touch was a person, he would have been the poster child. Yeah, that would have been the face you see on the poster if Out of Touch was as I said, not all of us could go in blast and spend $1,000 or $1,500 or $2,000. Not all of us could. Some of us may be able to do that. Some of us may be able to lead a work, or in the evening time, they didn't have a constituency to see about. They just go in blast and spend their money. Some people may have that, but all the rest of us, we don't have that. We can't take a 500 and go and just finish that in blast. We can't take 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 and go and sit down in blast for the day. No, the rest of us can't do that. Some people may be able to do that. We can't do that. Let me take, oh boy, I missed the call. I was about to take a call that was coming in there. But the reality is the reality. We know it. The parents know it. When we have to go and do the shopping for the home, we know the reality that the cost of living has increased and continues to increase. It is skyrocketing. We are the ones that are paying through our nose. Yeah? We are the ones that go in, and we know once you break that glasses man, it's done, he done. Some people know, the glasses man is the $100 bill. Once you break that glasses man, it's done, he done. It's jiggling, jiggling, jiggling. Coins in your pocket alone after. Because that done. Yeah? Let me see what else we had to play here tonight, man. Before we take... Let me see if the caller will call back. Call if you're calling now, you know. Because when I start to play clip again, yeah? No, you can't tell me I'm playing my clip too long. You know what I'm doing for my program. You're out of order. No, don't do that. Out of order. Yeah. So if you're calling, caller, call now. And if you ain't call now, I'll go into the next one. Yeah? Nice, right. I ain't see your call. So let me go to our next clip here. Let me see if I could get out there. Yeah, let me hear what the Prime Minister was saying last night. Yeah, let me hear what he was saying.
Whether or not, simply because I can give you an example, which was the first country that was sanctioned on visa issues is Grenada.
Correct.
The visa of the Minister of Finance was cancelled together with other parties.
Has that been reinstated?
No, it has not been reinstated. You could have asked Dominica and St. Lucia and St. Vincent why they were getting special treatment then.
No, and the question is just...
Well, let's ask that. Listen,
speak to...
And I want you all to listen carefully to what is being said here, because there's something that's being said here that I'm pretty sure many people have not picked up.
And nor can I speak to whether or not, simply because I can give you an example, which was the first country that was sanctioned on visa issues is Grenada.
Correct.
The visa of the Minister of Finance was cancelled together with other parties.
Has that been reinstated?
No, it has not been reinstated.
Okay.
You could have asked Dominica and St. Lucia and St. Vincent why they were getting special treatment then.
No, and the question is just...
And you see, the thing is there, the Prime Minister just said that it's not only the Minister of Finance that lost his visa, but have we ever heard who are the other people? Listen carefully again. He admitted that the Minister of Finance, the same man who just say the cost of living not increasing, well, you know about that. You know, he had to prove that to him. So outside of that, no, only on the phone line, hold on a while. let me go through the clips first. Then we go just open out and take calls. Nice? Yeah. So let's hear him again.
And nor can I speak to whether or not, simply because I can give you an example, which was the first country that was sanctioned on visa issues is Grenada.
Correct.
The visa of the Minister of Finance was cancelled together with other parties. The visa of the Minister of Finance was cancelled together with other parties. The visa of the Minister of Finance was cancelled together with other parties. The visa of the Minister of Finance was cancelled together with other parties.
But who are the other parties? Because remember, they was calling a particular person name. And while they're calling the particular person name, the person entered the United States on the same visa that they say get takeaway. And the person was able to leave the United States and enter the United States after again. But that was the name that they were spreading, saying that person visa get takeaway. So who are the other people? Are there other government ministers who lost their visas? Are there other senior people within the administration who have lost their US visas? They ain't telling us that. So we know for a fact now, because the Prime Minister didn't just say the minister alone. He said the minister and others. So it's not the minister alone. The minister and some other people, they lose their visa as well. But we need to find out, because we doesn't get these bits and pieces of information. We doesn't hear these things from these people and them. Yeah, they don't come to us and say, well, look, this is what happened and this is the situation. Because the additional fallout for that can be that while they have lost their visas, other people may lose access to getting visas. So you may have a similar situation as obtains to some other Caribbean islands, because as the Prime Minister mentioned there, Grenada was the first to be hit with visa restriction on a minister. No other island in the Caribbean had that up to now, you know. No other island in the Caribbean has had their ministers' visas revoked. What we have had recently is Antigua, Barbuda, and I believe Dominica. They had various visa restrictions placed on them on a whole, not just on their government ministers and so on every visa carrier for there. I'm hearing some information there tonight that I won't come on air with yet. We got to verify it from a reliable source I did see something earlier today from a reliable source that several countries are now being put in a position that if you have a visa for that country and from in that country, if you have a US visa and you visit the US, that you'd have to pay somewhere around $15,000 before you are allowed to enter the US. That the US government would hold for the period of time you're there and release when you leave. So in order to visit, you have to have a $16,000 or something dollars put down there. US and not EC we talking here. Not TT or Guyanese dollars. We ain't talking Jamaican dollars here. We talking US, us money. That you have to have that and put that to the US and them. You have to pay that to the US for them to allow you to enter their country. And after you enter their country and leave within the time that you're supposed to leave, then you will be given back your money. So no more, we have a visa and we just run to the United States and spend a couple of weeks or 2-3 months and come back. No. You have to end up having to have a $16,000. I believe that has been mentioned for 2 countries in the Caribbean, along with several African countries and so on. That is the mechanism that's going to be used for them. And with Grenada, we do not know how much further this thing is going to go. Because we've heard from the Prime Minister last night, it's not just the Minister of Finance that lose the visa. We don't know who else lost their visas, but we hear the Minister of Finance. We know for sure. We knew that already. Yeah? Okay, he went and he boasted them about he ain't care, take the visa, whatever, so they take it. And there are others. Now we want to hear who are the others that lost their visas as well. But that's not the only thing was said last night, you know. Some other things were said last night too. Let me see if I could find.
Back in October, the head of the Southern Command, this was Admiral Alvin Hosley, had a well-publicized sojourn through the region. In December, a senior advisor of what is now referred to as the Department of War visited Grenada, and there was much less publicity. What was the impetus for this visit?
Well, again, you know, sometimes I probably need to say you're asking the wrong person the questions. I can't tell you the reason, the impetus for the visit in this.
How we could be asking the wrong person the questions? You all on the phone line. You'll go at a call because you have to hold on until I open the phone lines. So hold on. Love you all. Wait. We could say when to call. Hold on. Right? What do you mean we asking the wrong person the question? Is the Prime Minister of Grenada? So who else we have to ask why them people come here? Who we have to go and ask? We have to go and ask Ron? We have to go and ask Karine? No, we have to ask he is the Minister of National Security. And he said we asking the wrong people the question about why these 2 men came to Grenada. The person in charge of Southern Command of the United States military visited Grenada. And the person who is deputy in the Department of War visited Grenada. And when you are asked as the Prime Minister, I mean, Jesus Christ, Lord, I mean, sorry to take the Lord's name in vain, but my goodness, how could you, I'll come back to that one just now. How could you say you're asking the wrong person the question? What kind of mawet is this? Sorry, let me speak in my St. Lucian. What type of marge is that? Hey.
The head of the Southern Command, this was Admiral Alvin Hosley, had a well-publicized sojourn through the region. In December, a senior advisor of what is now referred to as the Department of War visited Grenada, and there was much less publicity. What was the impetus for this visit?
Well, again, sometimes I probably need to say you're asking the wrong person the questions. I can't tell you the reason, the impetus for the visit in the sense of from the U.S. perspective. Obviously, a request was made for us to, I should emphasize, both in the case of Admiral Hosley, I think it is, and in the case of the more recent visit, I was not present.
And you see, there lies one of the major problems. You wasn't there. He should have been at those were very important meetings, especially in view of what we see taking place now in the region. Those were important meetings. Remember, this is the person who said they're willing to be an interlocutor, wherever it is. In other words, they want to be the peacemaker between President Donald Trump and President Maduro. This is the individual that said that he wanted to be the peacemaker. No international profile, no historical connection with various groups and organizations regionally to say that you have some sort of oomph. There are people in opposition right now who have more wherewithal in relation to negotiating and talking about something like that than the Prime Minister of Grenada. But he offered himself, which was ignored by both parties anyway, but he offered himself as the interlocutor, or whatever they call it. The bottom line, the middleman, to talk to both of them. And he was ignored. Here it is, the US came. They sent 2 high-level people to Grenada. On both occasions, this individual, who is the Minister of National Security on the island of Grenada, any other country in the region, any Prime Minister or President worth their salt would have fired the Minister of National Security. Wherever you did there, you had the right to be back here to meet with the person. You had to be back here, as a good friend of mine would say it. You had to be back here to meet with them.
So I personally did not meet with any of the gentlemen. So I could only...
So that's the excuse. You personally didn't meet with any of the gentlemen. All right, let me pull it back a little bit so people get it in context and they don't say we say what they don't say.
Obviously, a request was made for us to, I should emphasize, both in the case of Admiral Hosley, I think it is, and in the case of the more recent visit, I was not present at the time, and so I personally did not meet with any of the gentlemen. So I could only say, based on the brief I got from Grenadian officials who attended the meeting, Commissioner of Police, National Security Advisor, Foreign Minister, etc., that the general discussions focused around, as you probably aware, the Americans have published, I think, what is a sort of national security strategic paper. And it was essentially to provide a brief of what they view or see that, and to provide an explanation of that. And
so the Prime Minister of Grenada didn't find that that was an important meeting to be in, where the U.S. government, who just had military action a few miles off Grenada in a particular direction, came to your island before, to speak to you, one military person and one person in charge of the military people, came to speak to you as the Minister of National Security on these issues, and you found it necessary to do be there? And the Minister of National Security ain't get fired yet? And people just sit down there and taking that as normal? The person who was hired, if he does not want the position of Minister of National Security, then by all means, fire the Minister of National Security. Minister of National Security, they pinning on Chevron on people and things. Yes, where you don't see that kind of nonsense. They might attend the ceremony, but they putting on things. I mean, come on. So you see the police high commanders be doing that, the Prime Minister going and putting. What nonsense is this? But when time for you to really be there, to look after the interests of the Grenadian, not just the Grenadian people, the Caribbean people as well. Because while they come to Grenada, it's not every country they went to. So within CARICOM, within the OECS, you should have been able to report to your other colleagues that this is the possibility, this is what is being said, so that nothing takes you by surprise. And when you, as the person who are in charge, are not there, let me move the picture. When you, as the person who are in charge, are not there to lead the discussions, to ask the questions that you as Minister of National Security are supposed to ask. Don't tell me nothing about the advisor. The advisor in the Ministry of National Security is the worst police commissioner we ever have in the history of Grenada. Worse. I struggle to find one that was worse than he. And to have to call his name in the same sentence as people like Ogilvy and Clarkey and James and them kind of things are embarrassment. But anyhow, you understand? To have that individual having to meet with them, well, the commissioner of police, I could understand. He's basically in charge of the military forces in Grenada. So you give Randy a blight. Randy's supposed to be there in something like that. Yeah? Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of National Security could have been changed the same afternoon and end up in the Ministry of Education or end up in the Ministry of Culture or end up in some department and so on as a PS with just a staff of 12. Yeah? So that to say that you had the PS in that ministry, who is a person that could be shifted at any point in time, joke. The Minister of National Security ought to have been there. He should have been there to discuss those issues. We're going to take the phone calls in a little while. I'll give me a little while. We're going to take the phone calls in a little bit. I wonder what this one was about now.
Let me just chat a little bit again, just circling back to, yes, town halls, DM with PMs, etc. We've also seen the weekly press conferences being cancelled. Previous administrations held this. Is this as part of the communication problem, something, communication strategy, something that you will contemplate? And if not weekly, monthly or otherwise?
Yeah, I think there are two issues with the press conference. I'm happy to do the press conference. The media was not showing up. I mean,
Mr. Prime Minister, that is a lie. It's a lie. Whether they show up virtually or they show up physically, that is a lie.
Long COVID, where people would send, it was all virtual. So I would come up to Parliament building or wherever, the ministerial conference room, and it would just be cameras. It would be all cameras and persons appearing at best all virtually. I've also had press conferences where after I provided the press conference, I was told we're providing too much information. We actually told her that they needed time to study information, to be able to ask questions on what was provided. So I didn't want to put myself in a position where I feel I was talking to myself, right? So I'm happy to do the post-cabinet sort of weekly, it doesn't have to be post-cabinet, but weekly press conference on myself but we also need the media to be present. I mean, I can't do their work for them. And so I'm happy if they're going to show up, if we invite them to the press conferences, that they will come. And part of that is...
Let me tell you all something, huh? I've seen social media posts by media individuals who, between the forming of this individual's government and now, have posed numerous questions on a monthly basis to the press secretary and office of the Prime Minister and various other ministries through the Ministry of Information, the Prime Minister's ministry, the press secretary, that remain unanswered. Some of them dating back to 2022. We're now in 2026. Many questions dating back to 2022, 2023, 2024, 2025. And I'm sure some will be heading that direction again in 2026, still unanswered. But they're willing to speak with the media. You're not allowing ministers to go out and speak there unless you're on island or unless you lead a press conference and that sort of thing. And then saying you're not seeing the media. This is 2026. And a lot of people do things virtually. So rather than having to physically be there every time, that's why even the White House right now have decided that they are going to give some of the press seats. And it's an interesting move to bloggers and so on because they understand the importance of the virtual space. So if some people who are in the virtual space decide that they want to ask their questions utilizing the virtual space, anybody that understands information, that understands technology and understands the media in the year 2026 would understand that that is not avoiding going to a press conference, and it's not like they're not interested in the press conference. That's a cop-out. Well, folks, let me open the phone lines. The phone lines are open. Call. The phone lines are open. And one interesting comment here. by one of the listeners, and they're saying, if the cost of living is low, why did the minister, meaning Minister Cornwall, the same man that say they have a problem there, announce measures, he said, to address the high cost of living? That is a definite contradiction. And that listener is correct. We have a caller online. Hello, good night.
It was.
Hi, good night, good night. Just lower the volume in the background and go right ahead.
No, I'm calling from it coming about. I'm interested in cornflower.
Oh, okay. I can send that to you when the program is over. I'll make sure and send the number to you.
Cool.
All right. No problem, my brother. Yeah. All right. Kiame, so here people want the cornflower. Eh? Nice. I will send your number to him at the end of the program. Nice. So, folks, call, man. Yeah, call. So, if there is, you went into the budget, and during the budget, he said that there are measures that they're putting in place to restrict the increases in the cost of living. Now you're saying, show you where the... Explain to us what really going on there. You understand? Explain to us what really going on there. We have a call online. Hello, good night.
Hey, good night, Sheldon. How are you doing?
Quite fine. Go right ahead.
Yeah, Sheldon, I hear some dreamers here with Canal. Well, Sheldon, from time the government come in office, the cost of living going up every day, Brother Sheldon. And we are not strangers. We are the one that are the people that are visiting the supermarket regular. We know what we should buy. When we go in town with that $200 or $300, we come with about two bags or 3 bags. Right now, when you go to a $200 Sheldon, you come with one bag. But Sheldon, you have to ask yourself a question. What if the people overcharge you in the supermarket? Right? We are the one going there and shop. So when we say the cost of living go up, we know. We know that. Right? So if the minister want to know, right? Let it go in the supermarket and see. Let it go in the supermarket and buy and go no. Right? So we know that. So when we say the cost of living going up, the cost of living going up, right? If we know what we're saying, right? So there is the evidence to prove, and the information comes right inside his office also, right? So either the where in his office they get not wrong information, but we know that the cost of living going up every day. And when I heard the Prime Minister making the statement, well, Sheldon, I wonder something wrong with Prime Minister's head. Every time Prime Minister come on something like a set of lies, like he become a stranger to the truth. He cannot speak the truth. Right? Why is the truth become his enemy? Mr. Prime Minister, I would say we go in history as the worst Prime Minister, the passing grade, and the amount of lies you tell so far. Put all them Prime Minister together, you surpass them. And Sheldon, if you are the father in a home, okay, you are the father in a home. Yes, there's somebody might visit the home. They go see the wife. You might think about the wife walk out and say, "How is he? That man come and do something from me in the house, right?" But you was not there. What you know? So when the Prime Minister say he did not know when the 2 Americans what they came here for, he lie. He knows that. If he was not, and what I recognize with the Prime Minister, every time something had to take place, he trying to run away from it. So when he run away from it, he's not there. So and he come back and you have some meeting with him, he will say he don't know. But if he don't know, there's something wrong because the Minister of the security advisor and those who were at the meeting, they didn't inform me, but I know they inform him. He know what's going on, but he had to come and lie. So it's difficult for the Prime Minister to speak the truth. He continued to lie, and he lied to get back in governance, and he going to lie to go back out. Lie up put today, lie go put you back out. Sheldon, have a blessed night.
All right, my brother. Thank you so very much. 440-7377, 347-329-3101. And let me take that call one time. Hello, good night. Hello, good night.
Oh, my brother, good night.
Hey, what's up, Papa?
I'm very well. Very well, thank you.
But that means people hearing me? Go right ahead, man.
For the avoidance of doubt, I will make that declaration. My name is Jason Skeet. And I want to let them know is, are you talking? Because they cannot victimize me any more than they have. So I want to be clear, because my voice can't hide. But I just want to be known that is, are you talking? I'm not afraid to say it's me. Are you hearing me?
Yes, I'm hearing you.
Right. First of all, I have come to the conclusion that this government is the most inept bunch of people I've ever come across in one space. How categorically state in a fiscal document that you are putting measures in place to address the rising cost of living, but asking me subsequent to that to show you where the cost of living is, high cost of living is. Is this man intoxicated? And that is a rhetorical question, because I know the answer to that. Is this man on some sort of illegal substance? Does he dwell on a boat from Colombia, passage through Venezuela? Does he dwell somewhere there? What garbage! It doesn't take much for anybody to know the condition of the cost of living. You know, all you need to do is to go to the supermarket and look at the shelves. Go to the neighborhood shop and look at the shelves. Even his favorite beverage, the price of that has increased. Unless he's buying in bulk. What does it matter with this man? Eh? We are living in a place where people are literally bawling. Every single thing has skyrocketed in this country. The price of everything is attached to a rocket. Suddenly, the Minister of Finance forget about the cost of living. After 3.5 years as a minister, suddenly you have amnesia. What garbage is this man talking? But that is our fault. He didn't come and hold me hand and walk us into the booth. We went into the polling booth, and I'm saying we collectively, and not me. I'm saying we collectively, we went into that booth and we made those errors all on our lonesome. But everything that was damaged can be replaced, repaired. Thank goodness. Give God the praise for that. So
Because
Mr. Cornwall needs to...
It's quite clear, my brother,
Mr. Cornwall needs to fire himself. Mr. Cornwall needs to fire himself. Don't even wait for the Prime Minister to fire.
It has some
Fire
firing to
yourself.
take place. And I was listening to the Prime Minister last night. After I finished the program, I went on and I was listening to him. And you know, for that whole program, a continuing theme that had, well, why you're asking me that question? You're asking the wrong person that question. Or why is that question coming to me? How would I know? You're the Prime Minister. You're supposed to either know
He
or
doesn't
have a
understand the meaning of the
particular
word
view.
prime. You see, he still believes that the word prime is somebody's surname. He doesn't understand the meaning of the word prime in this context.
Now, it's have a drink called that them young people and them like, no, a kind of energy drink.
Yeah?
They just think the Prime, yeah.
Well, maybe he's consuming too much of that. You are the Prime Minister. I wonder if he understands his role. You are the head honcho. That's how you're the one that takes the most pictures and does the most traveling. The bulk of the responsibility lies squarely on you. The buck stops with you. So when the Prime Minister could take the media and throw the media under the bus and talk about, oh, the media doesn't show up, the Prime Minister himself, he got elected as the political leader of that party through a virtual conference. So suddenly he forgets about virtual. He got elected through a virtual convention. Nobody needs to show up now in person. The Prime Minister is the only person now that does want to go and show up in person to a meeting. That's why he always on a blasted plane. The Prime Minister don't. I mean, everybody know about virtual except him. What garbage is he talking? What nonsense! And wants to blame everybody. You have to know that is your responsibility. I think the Prime Minister wants to be rescued. Let me tell you something. After listening to the Prime Minister last night, I am firmly of the belief that the Prime Minister wants to be rescued. He doesn't want this job anymore. He don't mind the pictures and the traveling, but he doesn't want this job anymore. The Prime Minister has literally played hide and seek. He has been the Zacchaeus. The Prime Minister has been the Zacchaeus of this country. Every time we have an important issue to deal with that requires foreign dignitaries of the sort, he has been the Zacchaeus.
So let me ask you a question. I know you're an individual. Over the years, you followed politics throughout the region, and you followed political leaders, prime ministers, presidents throughout the region, premiers throughout the region. Do you think any of them would have had a Minister of National Security that two such important meetings take place back to back, two important meetings, one month, one the other month or something like that, they took place, and you, the Minister of National Security, the person who is given the responsibility to deal with such issues, don't find it important to be there? You're going and traverse and balance all over the place otherwise, instead of being here in Grenada and at that meeting. And in one instance, I think he was actually in Grenada and didn't attend the meeting, you know.
The answer to that question is absolutely not. I have not heard of any prime minister around the region that would have done something so insane, so insensitive, so senile. You understand? And I'll give you one further. And you asked about the Minister of National Security. No Minister for National Security would do something so foolish. But more so, even in a case where the Prime Minister is not the Minister for National Security, the Prime Minister will find it necessary to accompany the Minister for National Security at that meeting because he wants to know, because he has to know, he needs to have first-hand knowledge. While the Minister for National Security, if that person is not the Prime Minister, would get the information, would have the information so that that information can be properly dispersed to the relevant authority moving down the chain, the Prime Minister, by virtue of the fact that he's the Prime Minister, ought to be there. This is for all intent and purposes your home. This is your home. This is your proverbial home. This is your country. You're in charge. You're the boss. You have to be there. You have to know.
And you know the worst thing is when an individual speaks out, and an individual who is one of their friends, talk to them. He say, listen, the Prime Minister being out of the country, this is the cost to the country of the Prime Minister being out. And some of the reasons this is the cost to the country is because the work of the government cannot get done because they need the write-off of the Prime Minister in relation to these things. And in particular, in an important ministry like the Ministry of Infrastructure, Public Utilities, which the present Prime Minister leads. And he's never there to make the decisions. So you have people who they stage themselves, get ready to do something, and then the Prime Minister not there. For a week, 2 weeks, they can't get in touch with the Prime Minister. Sometimes he come, as soon as he come here and bother with them, he gone again. So sometimes a month, 2 months, they're trying to get an audience with the Prime Minister to get something done. Meanwhile, hundreds of thousands and even millions of dollars are sitting on the ground waiting to move forward, and they can't because they can't get this final write-off.
I could tell the Prime Minister how to fix that.
Fire the minister.
I could tell you want me to tell you how to tell the Prime Minister to fix that? I could tell you. Maybe he should give Andy again, so Andy go do what he had to do, and we're going to put another $115 million, $115,000 back on all.
If you like drama, not me.
What do you want me to say? Because he never did. He don't see the need to be there. So hand it over to Handy.
That may be the direction that they have to go, because you're trying to understand, well, how could you expect to run a government in that manner? How could you expect to think that that is the proper way, the right way to run a government? That you're never there. You're never there.
I am telling you, I am of the firm belief that the Prime Minister wants to be rescued from this job. While the Prime Minister, and this is my personal belief, while the Prime Minister enjoys the fanfare, the traveling, the 1,000 photos for every one event, and the traveling and the this and the that, while he enjoys that and the posturing in Parliament,
the perks,
he wants to be rescued from this job because he is clueless, and he has just realized that he's in head over his heels, and he doesn't know his A from his E. He's confused between his A and his E. So the Prime Minister wants to be rescued from this job.
My friend, the time will soon come when we shall all offer our services to assist him in the rescue, to rescue him from himself.
I am generally a person that is very punctual, so I will be there to assist him in that process from as early as 6 o'clock on any given morning that he so chooses to allow me.
You're late. 6 o'clock is late, brother. What are you doing there 6 o'clock? 5 o'clock?
I will be there to start I will be there for the start of the process.
Oh, okay. You mean that 6 o'clock will take you there? Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Nice.
You're not taking no chances.
That's what you're talking.
Suppose I catch the call 5 to 6? Crazy. You crazy.
My brother, don't be a stranger. I want you to give me a call during the week again.
All right, I will link up during the weekend.
Thank you so very much, my brother. All right. Yeah, speaking with my good friend Jay. And both of we are the same birthday. You can't think of, both of we the exact same days we birthday. Together with brother Gregory Boyne. All three of us are the same birthday. Yeah. 1-473-440-7377. That's the number for you to call, folks. You can only call the WhatsApp tonight, so give us a call on the WhatsApp. We have not yet installed the landlines in this location, but that will be taking place soon. So, but in the interim, you can give us a call on the WhatsApp here. Yeah. So, and let me just clarify something, because I'm seeing a story. It's been sent to me several times about the U.S. visa bond policy. I don't know who did that, but please don't do those kind of things. Grenada is not included. Let me repeat again. Grenada is not included in that visa bond thing where you have to know. Antigua,
but that will be taking place soon.
And Antigua and Dominica, but not Grenada. Go right ahead, caller. You're live.
Hello, Geezer.
Hey, Geezer, how you doing?
How you doing, Governor? Happy New Year to you.
Same to you and the family. I'm wonderful.
Lovely. Right, just a quickie, really. Your Prime Minister mumbles. He mumbles around like he's, back in school. He's, I can't put it to you in a way. He's a basin head. Hold on. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir, we're hearing you clearly. You go right ahead.
Yeah, he's a basin head, right? You know what that means, right? Maybe his parents put a basin over his head and cut his hair, and he's a donk, and that's it. And you know what a donk is, don't you?
Yes, I do. I think I spent enough time in the UK.
Yeah. Well, he's a donkey. At the end of the day, he has no idea what he's doing. Any prime minister, anywhere around the world, and if you've got a situation that is national security, the prime minister and his national security minister is always there. But it seems like your guy has no idea what he's doing, and I feel he's putting your country down to down to the gutter, and I really feel sorry for all your countrymen in your country and the Free Islands. I just feel sorry for all of you, and I hope one day, very soon, he'll be out and you'll have a new leader. And just to let you know that Donald Trump is a pillock. That's all I can say. He caused a lot of problems right around the world, even in the UK. He's causing a lot of problems. Yes, he's got some good points, but unfortunately, what he did on the weekend was completely wrong. He has broken all the rules, and now he's trying to go for Greenland, Mexico, and the other few other countries. They're both donks. So you have a lovely evening, Geezer, and
right,
I'll
Geezer.
speak to you soon.
All right, my brother. You have a good one. All right.
And to you.
Yes, indeed. 14734407377. That is the number. I didn't want to say it myself, so somebody else had to say it for me. How could you be the Minister of National Security and you're out there? Yeah? You basically send another set of people to come to you. So you didn't find that that was important to be at that meeting? Listen, there are financial implications for the state of Grenada. We suffered some of that on the weekend. When flights that were heading to Grenada because of the military action that were taking place, those flights were turned around. They were told, hey, all you can't go down in that zone. That zone too busy right now. Because it had over 100 military aircraft in that area. You can't go down there. So those flights were turned back. There is a financial effect on Grenada when that happens. You have people who may go back and then decide they ain't coming again. So hotels lose money, taxi men lose money. Even people that just drive down to the airport to meet their relatives. And they may be living in St. Patrick and they drive down to the airport to go and meet their relative. They lose money because you don't know how much it does cost in gas for them kind of run. And they go have to do it again when the relative finally come in to come down and collect them. It may sound small, but when you add it up, it could go into the millions that Grenada could lose because of those things. Then there are the other things. The cruise ships and so that may decide, may want to go down that area ain't safe to go down. The tourists who may be listening in Europe and even North America, wherever may decide, that place too close to the other place, I'm not heading down there right now. Let me wait a couple of years and see how things cool down before I decide if I'm going down to Grenada. I know I've spoken by somebody out there, one of my good listeners out there, in, was it Switzerland? Yeah, Switzerland. And they were telling me they wanted to book with some friends to come to Grenada. But because of, at that time, the impending action, they were afraid to make those bookings because they were worried that they may get caught in something like what happened on Saturday. That you had to leave and you can't leave, or you had to come and you can't come. So they were worried about that. And they did not book to return to Grenada in one instance or to come to Grenada in the other instances because of that. So there are implications outside of direct national security issues in the areas of finance and other areas that are affected by these things. So as the prime among ministers, the chief minister, the head honcho of the failed cabinet, that cabinet rotten, that failed, the head honcho of the failed cabinet, you had a response. I could never, let me tell you something. I could never, let me look at former prime ministers regionally, etc. And let me start here. I would never know that a meeting like that taking place and Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell is not in that meeting. Once he was the prime minister, even if he didn't hold the portfolio of Minister of National Security at the point in time, which there are times that he didn't hold that portfolio during his tenure, he was still making sure that he was in that meeting because it is that important to the nation. That's more important than going and collect 1,000 cricket bat somewhere in Africa. That's more important than that. This is a direct thing that can affect your country in a negative way, maybe in a positive way, who knows? But the only way to find out is for you to be at the table to have that discussion. And you were not there. I know instances with even less than that. And I could say it here. You mightn't like the fact that I could say that I know Dr. Mitchell was slated to travel to things like the United Nations and matters even less than that in Grenada. And Dr. Mitchell says, see me, I ain't going no way. Minister of Foreign Affairs, you go. This minister, you go. I ain't going. What is taking place in my country is more important. I am the prime among ministers. And as such, it's important for me to stay here and make sure that issue A or issue B is resolved. It is not a good thing for me to be out there at some meeting in the United Nations or some meeting at the World Bank or some other place, and you have that particular issue taking place in Grenada and not going and sending somebody else. I know of situations that happened. We have a caller online. Hello, good night.
Hello, good night.
Hi, good night, caller. You're live. Go right ahead.
Yeah, good night, Sheldon, and good night to your listeners. I've been listening to the news tonight, and like Grenada is on a travel advisory from the United States.
Well, my friend, what I could tell you is there were 2 incidents that happened recently. I don't know how much people know of the second one, but many people know of the first one. And I think that travel advisory is a direct result of especially the second incident. I won't go into details.
The level,
I'll leave that to the rest of the media.
It is on the level 2. The travel advisory on level 2.
Yeah.
So this is not looking good for Grenada, and especially tourism in Grenada at the moment with American tourists. And I am very concerned about even the hotels and the other places and things that the taxis and whatnot, and I really don't understand really why. I mean, if the Prime Minister is tired or he can't make it again, I mean, resign or something like that. I mean, I don't understand. I mean, you could have seen him on Beyond the Headlines last night, and you're gonna see the man like he was like not concentrating. He was just talking and not concentrating, not remembering what he's saying or anything like that. I thought he was going senile, you know. I mean, I hear that man talking about his solidarity with the Cuban soldiers that died and in the operation with the Americans, and also the Venezuelans that died. Yeah, of course, you have your right to say how you feel, but as a prime minister and a man in the region, and Grenada, I mean, is a country that is looked at, especially where politics is concerned presently. I mean, you should know what to say in public and not what to say. I mean, some of these things he's saying, it's not things that he should be saying on media. You know, I mean, you have your own personal views, okay. But when you're thinking about the country is more important than whatever your mind tell you or whatever your feelings are. So I really believe that. I think he's tired, and I believe that. So have a good night, Sheldon. Take care.
All right, Barbara. Thank you so very much. And let me just say that I agree with Jay, you know. We think the Prime Minister done with this. We think he fed up. He really want to go, and he wants somebody to help him to go. So all of us, we have a responsibility to help the Prime Minister at this point in time. Yeah? They say if you see a brother standing on the road with a heavy load, you understand? You're supposed to help him, you know, show a little kindness. Right, we go show a little kindness. We go help him offload the load that is on his shoulders because he has realized that he can't deal with it, you know. In a recent interview, the Prime Minister was saying that if he had known, he'd have read more on them. In other words, he has found himself in a position for which he is unprepared. And we have nobody but ourselves to blame because the Grenadian people that placed him in that position. But he found himself in a position for which he's unprepared. But you know the bad part about that is that he knows that, but yet still wants to be arrogant. When you see the opposition benches stand up and you see the Honorable Emlyn Pierre stands up on a point and tries to explain something to them, it's to hear the childish behavior on the other side. The stoops, and you all don't pick it up on the microphones and them kind of thing. You don't pick up on the microphone all the time so you don't hear it at home. But it's to hear the stoops and the stupid statements being made on the other side by a group of people who have no body of work to show to the Grenadian people and say, hey, we have conceptualized and produced this from inception. And this is not just a continuation of something that the New National Party was doing and we change the name and come like it's something new. Or we say that we lose it and we start with it again. Or we just pick up with the NNP, leave and continue the project. They have no body of work to approach the Grenadian people and say, this is what we have come from inception. We have conceptualized this. We have put this in place, and this is benefiting the Grenadian people now. None. Nothing. But when the opposition side is speaking, it's to hear the government side. You have to actually be in the chamber to hear some of the stupid comments being made. And the stoops and the what do them? And them kind of stupid statements being made on the other side. So the Honorable Emlyn Pierre, Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell, you see Honorable Kate Skeeter Lewis stands up, Peter stands up to talk to them and say, well, look, you're doing this, but take another approach, because she's looking at the national interest, not just saying it for saying its sake, but at the national interest that, hey, you're doing that, but if you continue doing that in that way, from prior experience, this is how it's going to turn out. So take this approach to it. They ain't listening. Dr. Clarice Modest, an individual who has been there, the mother of the house, speaking, and so hear them on the other side with the nonsense. Again, you don't pick it up from home. But if you in the parliament, you hear the nonsense these people getting on with, and you realize it's really a bunch of childish individuals you're dealing with on the other side. And those who are supposed to have a certain level of intelligence and maturity, sitting there and not even telling them, hey, don't do that, what you're doing is wrong, listen a bit, you might learn something. How could you be the Minister of National Security, the second person in charge of the US military, the strongest military on planet Earth, bar none? Other militaries might have a lot of people, but the strongest military on the planet is the US military. That is a fact. That is not something up for debate. They are the strongest. Venezuela find out kind of the hard way, but they are the strongest. And you have the second highest person. After the president, you have the person who's in charge. That is, what is his name again? Hesget or whatever. They're in charge of the Department of War. And then under him, you have another person. So the third person in line there comes to the island of Grenada to discuss security matters. And you, the Minister of National Security, Engo, you didn't find it important to be in that meeting? The Admiral of one of the largest fleets on planet Earth comes to meet with you, and you ain't find that important to be there? You have various requests that have been put on the table by the US, and you still paying running around the rosies with it? And while the Prime Minister is saying it's still under consideration, we go play it tomorrow night, because while the Prime Minister is saying the US requests in relation to Grenada doing like Antigua and Dominica have done, and taking those third-party people, the people who are not Antiguan or Dominican, etc., are from other countries, third-party countries, and are being deported out of the United States, and they need a place to put them, that Antigua, Barbuda, and Dominica have agreed to take these individuals. You have that same request in front of you, while the Prime Minister is saying that is still under consideration. The Attorney General said to tell them no. Who talking the truth? But we know Claudette does lie. Claudette Joseph, the Attorney General of Grenada, is a liar. We know she does lie. I have facts to prove that that woman is a liar. Yeah, without conscience as well. That is why she continues to cost the Grenadian people millions in the lawsuits and so that are being lost by the government. Millions. She's costing the Grenadian people. We have a caller online. Hello, good night.
Yes, Mr. Scott.
Yes, ma'am. You got to make it briefer. You had 15 minutes earlier.
You know how much for a piece of cheese? About 2 ounces?
Mm-hmm.
$18. So what that man talking about? And let me tell you something. A case of water, the man have it for $40. The big one, that you could pay $6 for one. Mm-hmm. It should be $5, right? And the small water, why it should be $3? Yeah, it's $45. What do the people on them? Eh?
No, but as far as they're concerned, Cammy, everything nice in the country.
A case of Guinness is $100 EC by Sarah. Eh? I'm telling you.
If it was a case of rum, he might be able to tell you.
A case of Monster is $100. 100 EC. What wrong with these people and them? What's wrong with them? They don't go in the supermarket. I thank Dr. Mitchell and his team for giving us a hamper for Christmas. I didn't go in supermarket. So help me God, I won't lie. I won't lie. To the world, Dr. Mitchell Senna give us a hamper and everybody get NNP, NDC, CLM, whoever, what is in the name of the people. Everybody gets, and what was in that bag is over $400 or $500 worth of goods.
But Kami, as we said, you had an opportunity to speak earlier, so we're taking it short on this one.
Yes, all right. I listening to the man talking about things. I just want them to know how much what thing in the supermarket.
Of course, my dear. Thank you so very much.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Yes, folks, and the phone lines are still open. We may go a little after 10, and because you know the situation now, so we could go a little, you understand? We could go a little bit after 10. Yeah, I had to worry to jump and thing, you understand? Yeah, but I'm telling you, we have to understand just how serious this situation is. It is a dereliction of duty. Big what? No, dereliction is not big what. Dereliction of duty. That on important issues like this, you cannot afford to be out. Deceased Patrick Manning, Basdeo Pandey would have fired you long time if he was the Minister of National Security under them. Kamla Prasad Besessa right now would fire you if you're your Minister of National Security, this important meeting taking place and you're in there, she firing you. And I don't know of any, and I know quite a few Caribbean leaders personally, and I'm telling you, I don't know of a single Caribbean leader that I know of, either in opposition or government, that would not immediately fire the Minister of National Security for not making themselves available in situations like that. We have a caller online.
Hello, good night, good night. Happy New Year to each and everyone. Grenada, Carriacou, Petit Martin.
How you doing, sir?
Happy New Year to you, Mr. Sheldon, and all the best ones back and fit again. You understand?
Yes, man.
And I hear you was playing that clip there a while ago, Mr. Sheldon. Like, I don't know, like, you know, we calling on to the higher authorities and them to, you know, look at the prices which is food item, and well, you know this body work thing in Grenada, because we some of these people that people have to look to because we is the one who making Grenada road look kind of, you know, fantastic, because sometimes people just bring the bomb, sing the old thing, and we try to make it new to put it back on you. Because Sheldon and I run in a shop where from long people know Tito Promotion, Tito shop. And Mr. Sheldon and I like to tell you, to be honest with you, Grenada don't have no money on the ground, Mr. Sheldon. Mr. Sheldon, for the past time, they tell you, well, it's not only me alone. You have a lot of sellers for the past Christmas day, and you buy anything to make back money, Mr. Sheldon, and to be honest, well, as long as you're real, you take out like party and party. Before, like the past 5 years, I know Mr. Sheldon a lot. Mr. Sheldon is body work thing again, garage, thing, painting vehicle. Mr. Sheldon, before I know in NMP time, we used to pay almost about $75 for a gallon of filler. Mr. Sheldon right now $150 for 1 gallon. I don't know if you know why it's filler. You understand? Tinas and everything just keep on just going up and up and up and up, and I hear this minister saying, you catch a price go up, all price go up, all price go up. So when these people and them just sitting down in places and just sitting down and just talking and saying about things, come on, man. Just I don't know if these people doesn't go on the port. I don't know if there are people working in other facilities and other places, so then they could relate back information. And I don't know if I feel it's only this minister and them alone who are doing working. Because I don't find them have people on the ground working to bring back information for them. Because I find them should be like, yes, you have to be up and running, but you have certain position where you might be able to reach at the point in time at today and next week, when you're supposed to have qualified, capable people to send it to get information to bring back to you inside the place, so then you could know what's going on the ground. We don't have no money on the ground in Grenada. Grenada maybe have a little money, a little pension money, and them age of people, and them sorry for whosoever. See that this morning, sit down inside and the matches and the day in bank. But with the youths and the poor people children who are trying to fight and to build Grenada, we didn't have that. So in the past 6 years and look crush program go for the past time. We know we used to get paid Like some them be last Friday for Christmas Eve, we getting paid, and this road work done a long time before Christmas. Nobody do in here. Everybody just balling. So I don't know. NMP people are begging, please, let me get up and well, no, well, Dr. Said people been calling me name and say I ask them calling and big up my minister. You have a lot of people love me, but I don't ask them call and talk on all radio station or station with my minister. So ask, please, I working for myself and I intend to take on some time in my time this year to go on the road to make people vote out to put back that government in power, because that government, trust me, we really ask. And as long as you see Mr. Sheldon, a country don't have money on the street, you can't have money inside. As long as you see the country don't have money on the street, we way afraid. So thanks and all the best, and Grenada, we love you. NMP, Ziggy, Miss Wendy, the whole NMP crew, everybody on to say big up, and now is the time for walking, and let me see how we could get to batter back. And my minister, Miss Kate Skeeter Lewis, my pumpkin. That lady does be all over in the constituency, in our land, in our farming, everything. Thanks, Mr. Sheldon. Have a good night.
All right, Tito. You have a good one, my brother. Yes, indeed. That's my good buddy, Tito. Yes, indeed. Yeah, folks, we have a few minutes remaining. I won't play the rest of now. Please keep the rest of clips for tomorrow night. Yeah, more clips. We have clips. If there's one thing we have is a lot of clips. So we have more clips for tomorrow night and that kind of thing. But again, we have the Minister of Finance. So you have to understand what we have is a dysfunctional group of individuals in office. Not a team, not a competent group of individuals, not a team of individuals, but a group of individuals who is inherently incompetent. Because you have a Minister of Finance who's saying, well, show me the increase in the cost of living, show me the increases. And one side he telling you, show me the increases in the cost of living. And at the other side, he go in and read a budget speech to say we're going to address the increases in the cost of living. And his own ministry is putting out documentation. They can't stop putting it out, They are legally required to put it out. So they can't just decide we ain't putting out the CPI again. They are legally required. That is by law. They must put that out. So you must see what the increases are like. And there are measures that the government can take to arrest the increase in the cost of living on Grenadians. They can reduce on certain taxes in certain areas, certain fees, certain port charges, etc. There are ways that they can do it. They refuse to do it. Instead, they decide they go kill you with it. So they might take out 3 items and say, look, we helping the poor people. We take out these 3 items. Meanwhile, 300 items gone up in price. But they want your focus to be on only the 3 items that they may have reduced the cost in relation to. And while they're doing that, they're killing you over by Grenlec. They're killing you over by Nawasa. And they're allowing Digicel and Flow to just run wild. They're not trying to restrict or even work along with other regional bodies to say to these telecom companies, hey, hold your horses. Hold your horses right there. You're going too far, too fast. Hold your horses. That is the situation that we are facing in our country right now. It is a clear and present danger if this government continues in office. It is a clear and present danger to the economy of Grenada and to the fabric of Grenadian society if that group of individuals is allowed to continue. We, the Grenadian people, need to call on them to go. And after we call on them, we have to be ready, willing, and capable of doing what is necessary to make sure they go. Which is to organize our political party to make sure that we are ready if an election is called tonight. If the man head start to scratch him, because you see how he looking last night. If the man decide, but I can't take on this thing again, better I just give up. And he goes to the Governor General and he says, I would like to dissolve Parliament and call fresh elections immediately within the next 21 days, nomination days next week, Wednesday or next week, Thursday. And we want to have the election by the end of January or early February. that you are ready, because that is a possibility. They will not like you to think that's a possibility because they don't want you to be ready. But you have to understand that that is always a possibility, and you must always have yourself in a position that you are ready in case that happens, that you are ready to do the necessary. And you must as well ensure that the young ones, and even the not so young who are not registered, that they get registered. That those of you out there in Oshawa and Ottawa and Ontario, those of you that are out there in North Carolina, in Texas, yeah, those of you in Maryland, those of you in New York, in Brooklyn, Manhattan, Long Island, wherever you are, that when the time comes, oh gosh, the people over in California go say, no, California and Arizona, I ain't forget all you. I ain't forget anybody. Just we limited in the amount I could say. But that you have to make sure that you are registered and you are ready too. Because you are a Grenadian citizen. Even if you have been outside of the country for 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, 40 years, you are still a Grenadian citizen. When a disaster happens, you are the ones that fill the barrels and do all the different things to try and help your folks back home. You are the ones that send the money back to help your family. When they can't pay, the high electricity bill that's been slapped on them by this administration is you who have to go and dig out 2 and 3 feet of snow, that have to go and find a Western Union or a MoneyGram to send the money back to Grenada for one of your relatives to be able to save their electricity or their water. You are the ones that they call when they need the barrel to come down as soon as possible because they really don't have money for food and they need some food to carry them through a few months because things bad. You are the ones, and therefore you have a say in changing what is taking place in Grenada right now, where the burden is being placed even more on you than ever before by your relatives down here, and not because they're greedy, not because they bad mind or they bad beg. It is because there is a genuine need by many people down here. They have not wanted, they need the assistance. And as such, when the time comes, don't put God out of your mind and decide that you're going to support these individuals. If they tell you they're providing a ticket for you to come down to vote, take it. But you know when you reach down, where that X going. Because it's you, the lead pencil, and God alone in the voting booth. And don't let God come out your mind. Let him help you guide that lead pencil to the symbol of the house. We ain't even bothering who's the candidate. We're just looking for the house. And make sure that we put our tikwa, or in proper English, our X, in the right place, so that we can help the new National Party with the accomplished, capable, competent team of individuals to come back in office and to truly lift Grenada to the heights that Grenada can really be lifted to. Instead of the fancy talk and the flashy ads on the internet and the paying off of social media influencers to paint a portrait of a nice Grenada and everything good and things happening. Meanwhile, we know none of these things are reality and will take Grenada any way forward. So you need not the people who dream in the dream realms only, but the people who dream and then achieve, which is the new National Party. Remember, don't make the mistake and think that voting for anything else other than the new National Party is going to help Grenada to improve or to truly move forward. The only thing that's going to develop Grenada, the only thing that's going to save Grenada is when we decide that we are going to vote overwhelmingly for each of the candidates of the new National Party. Competent, capable, patriotic folks who are there to ensure that they can improve the lives of each and every Grenadian, led by a competent leader in the person of the Honorable Emlyn Pierre. Folks, that's all the time we have for tonight. It's been wonderful being here in everything you say and do. Do it safe and secure. Want to be speaking to and with you, and definitely not about you. My name is Sheldon Scott. I am out. Love you all. We'll be back tomorrow night at 8 p.m. with more talking points just for you. And we have more clips to play.
Some celebrating, some with it politics do they playing, but only mad people will do such thing, cause the blind could see such an existing. So to all them politicians that claim they don't understand, independent don't have still remain a mental sham. I must let them know my independence manifesto. When we could manufacture we cocoa, then we independent and stop import all the damn Milo. Then we independent. When we could stop the Kentucky flow, then we independent. And promote the local chicken some more, then we independent. Ahoy, 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 ahoy. Yeah, man. Agriculture here still in jeopardy. Poor people daily I can see hungry. Some working for years and have no money. And we treasury to it always empty. We don't even have an economy that is our own. We have to go all about like dogs begging for a loan. My friends, please don't vex with me for dignifying true quality. When we could make we own flour, then we independent. And stop import all the damn sugar, then we independent. When we could help out we own brother, then we independent. And stop all the damn political war, then we independent. Ahoy, 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 ahoy. Our culture here it's rather super. Yet that we not promoting brother. I must say too it's under pressure. We radio station made contributor. 99% of the things them ballad showing on TV. I am positive my friend it come from foreign country. No jamu, no specky. In the background do they have me. When we could stop the young and restless, then we independent. And through Black Wizard and all the rest, then we independent. When we local we could digest, then we independent. And stop eating all the foreign mess, then we independent. Ahoy, 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 ahoy. When we could stop all them damn Indian, then we independent. From shipping me money to the island, then we independent. When we could take care of we woman, then we independent. From selling the bodies to foreign man, then we independent. Ahoy, 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 ahoy. When Grenadians stop catching hell, then we independent. When we take back Greenlet and Gretel, then we independent. When the truth politician learn to tell, then we independent. And we health system get first class as well, then we independent. Ahoy, 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 ahoy. When we stop all the damn cocaine, then we independent. From mashing up we young people brain,